Well, buckle up.
Back in the old time machine.
13th century. Texture, taste.
Very fishy.
Preservatives. Cornish pasties.
Oh my god, I'd never even thought of that. The themes of empire, mission, inheritance, and destiny.
Hello and welcome back to What the Food. This is the podcast that uncovers the origin story of dishes, food items and drinks from all around the world. Old, new, popular and obscure. My name is Miles. I'm here as always with Andy, and I'd like to take the moment to welcome the new podcast host that's joining us, our good friend Dominic.
Hi there, guys. I'm Dom. Thanks for the welcome. Happy to be here.
He is more interesting than he sounds, I promise.
Yeah.
Nasty.
So we're here to delve into the deep, dark depths of history to uncover why we eat the food that we eat. So pull up a chair, get comfy, and let's broaden our minds as we uncover the origin of the Cornish Pasty.
Cornish Pasty.
Oh,
Well, I said that with a bit of a northern accent then, but actually it's more like the Cornish Pasty. No, it's not even that.
that's
is it?
outrageous.
Nah, don't know what that was. Go again with that one.
It's uncovering the origin of the Cornish Pasty.
I think you've just gone like farmer there, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've just gone...
Yeah.
I don't actually know what a Cornish person sounds like. A Cornishman.
Yeah, it's a pretty niche accent, I think.
Yeah. Not what you did, but don't know what it is.
It's definitely not what you did.
No. I, off the bat, feel like I know maybe a little smidgen, a couple of crumbs
Okay.
of the history of this already.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You look like you know your way around a Cornish Pasty, to be fair.
He's had you there.
that's a fat joke and really horrible. But then I've thought I've known things about dishes before on this podcast, and
Yeah.
I've been proven wrong. So
You've been surprised, haven't you?
I have.
All right, well, here's a question for you. If you were to wrap up Britain in a bite, what do you think it would be? Fish and chips? Full English? What do you think?
Can't really have a bite of a full English, can you? You're not getting all of that on your fork.
It depends how big your fork is, Dom, and how big your ambitions are.
I'm pretty
And
ambitious.
if your name is Miles.
Did you get it because he's fat, guys?
We once, growing up, we once had a friend who we went out to breakfast once, and he ordered a full English and proceeded to put the full English in
the two
between
bits of
two slices of bread and eat the full English as a sandwich in almost like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
If that. No, 10 minutes is generous. Like a minute.
Yeah. And it put me off eating any of my full English.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's not enough tissues in the place to clean up.
No, it was an interesting venue as well, wasn't it? On a disused train.
It's a disused train, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Needed a shower after eating that.
Needed a shower after watching him eat it.
Yeah.
Good hose down.
We're 20 years later and we're still like scarred
Yeah.
by this memory.
I think I went to church the next day.
Just to rid yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, quintessentially British things. I mean, yeah, we've done the episode on fish and chips and spoke about how kind of quintessentially British that dish is. But yeah, Cornish pasty, I don't know, it does feel. I think anything that's
think it's-
meaty
Pretty
almost
iconic.
feels British.
Is a sausage roll British or is that a bit outrageous?
Yeah, that's British. Yeah, we'll have that one. That one.
Fairs.
But yeah, I mean, Cornish pasty, I'd say it's up there with kind of the most like quintessential British things. We're just getting warmed up here, doing a bit of tongue twisters. Leathery licorice lace.
Wow.
Ready to go.
Wow.
Done. Warmed.
Speaking of a leathery licorice lace, now you say it, the thing that puts me off rushing back to eat a Cornish pasty is that kind of like thick rope-like crimped side on there.
Yeah, well, you'll see soon. There's a reason for that crimped side. You will see that it wasn't always for the eating pleasure.
Oh.
Okay. Because that just reminds me of the ropes that we used to mess about with in PE at primary school.
The ones you used to climb up.
Yeah. Just a thick rope around the side of my pie.
Putting them in your mouth, yeah.
Don't know if- yeah, I was that kid.
He'd eat anything.
So many fat jokes being poured out already.
We're literally like 5 minutes in, if that. Oh my god. No, but just it feels like a waste. It's a lot of dry, thick pastry with nothing nice in there. But anyway, yeah, we'll get to that, I'm sure.
We'll get to it, yeah. Now, before we kind of sail into history, let me paint you a scene, right? Imagine you're on a windswept Cornish coast. The sky is a moody grey. The waves are crashing onto the rocks below. A distant seagull bobs up and down in the grey ocean. The smell of 100% British beef and veg wafts up. The buttery pastry crumbles in your hand. lightly staining your trousers.
Oh,
Wow, that's annoying. I'm pissed off now.
And in that moment-
you've not been putting Cornish pies again, have you, Miles?
We've all had one, Dom, whether it's from a posh bakery in London, a quick grab at the train station, or if you're lucky, handmade by a Cornish granny. We've all had a Cornish pasty in our lives, right?
yeah.
Must have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we've all been there.
Well, I mean, today we're going to unravel the layers of this British gem from its medieval origins to the latest pastry shenanigans. So, hold on to your hats. Going to get into the Cornish pasty. So, I'm assuming you've all eaten one. Actually, I think I've seen each of you eat a Cornish pasty in my life.
Yeah, I've eaten one or two.
Yeah, I've seen you both took down on a cold ginsters.
Ooh,
Straight
God.
out of Spa.
Yeah.
That's a red flag word in Cornwall.
Oh,
Yeah, I actually don't think there's... You know when you eat a ginsters, right? It's like it leaves behind like a film
yeah.
almost
Yeah.
over your tongue. Do you get that?
Yeah, I always
I don't think I've
remember
ever
them
experienced.
having two big bits, you know, the little square white bits. Is it onion in there? It doesn't taste like onion.
turnip.
Is it, that would explain it, you see. I grew up being like, this looks like onion, but it doesn't taste like it. But yeah, defo gave the film like
just
residue.
Well, for me, it
coats
was
them out.
the cold fucking pastry, like cold, damp, wet, moist pastry. You're not getting any of that kind of
Yeah, a bit wet to the
crispiness, are you?
touch. Yeah.
No. Anyway, for those who have never been graced by the experience of consuming a Cornish pasty, let's take you on a little sensory journey. So the flavour, it's a gorgeous medley, really. Gorgeous on paper. You know, you've got a bit of pepperness. You've got the earthy taste of turnip and potato, which probably doesn't sound so gorgeous. And then you've got the delightful beef.
Is it mainly made with minced beef, or should it be like thicker chunks? What's the norm?
No, so it's normally minced beef, yeah.
Yeah.
Normally minced beef, yeah, like kind of chopped up turnip and potato. Yeah, I mean, it's like super hearty when it's warm, it's super warm, and
It's semi-dry, isn't it? Like there's no like gravy or sauce in there. It's not like
no.
it's not like a chicken bacon Greg's or anything. It's kind of like
No.
the dry ingredients kind of speak for themselves, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's seeping out when you've taken a bite. No.
We appreciate a lack of seepage in anything.
Do love a good lack of seepage. But yeah, I mean, did you know that the Cornish have a saying about Cornish pasties, which Miles is going to read out right now?
A pasty should never be seasoned with anything but pepper. Salt comes from the tears of the ones eating it. They're kind of like admitting that it's shit.
Well, I think they mean like crying from happiness.
Oh.
I think
They need to be careful
that's
with
what
that.
they're going for.
That's not a good write-up if it could be taken either way.
Yeah.
Could go either way, couldn't it?
Yeah. And the tears of the one eating it. Yeah, that jumped out at me as sad tears.
Leaves a lot to the imagination, a lot to interpretation. Never a
They're
good.
thinking people are so happy when they're having it that the salt comes from your tears.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But essentially, in terms of taste, you're getting like mainly kind of beef flavour, but you've got a lot of pepper in there.
I was going to say,
sometimes
my memory of them
too
is that
much.
they're always really peppery.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah,
too much for
too
me,
peppery.
to be honest.
I've always thought that's kind of like overcompensating for like funky meat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Definitely.
shove a load of pepper in it so they can't taste the eyelids that have gone in.
I do hope that we don't have many Cornish fans because we are giving it a bad review. so
We're all about slating people on this podcast. Everyone's got their turn. It's Cornish people's turn. You know, we've done all ethnicities so far. We've done all walks of life. Really, no one's.
Miles isn't
no
allowed
one's-
to enter China.
No, I can't go. That's why what we do is actually all right because everyone gets a turn. It's equality through inequality.
No, for sure. So that's the taste. I mean, texture, it's pretty standard, really. You know, it is a kind of a crumbly, flaky pastry, buttery in essence.
It's made with lard.
Like, it is made with lard, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, pastry recipe kind of differs, as we'll see from like family to family in Cornwall. It is normally made with lard, yeah. But yeah, like super flaky. And then in terms of like texture, when you bite in, you've obviously got like the tender beef, which is usually minced, but sometimes is actual chunks of meat as well, like thin, not like massive chunks of beef. It's not like a steak bake or anything like that, but sometimes you get like thicker bits rather than just your minced stuff.
Yeah.
You've got your tender beef, and you've got like the soft kind of potato chunks, which again usually aren't like big fuck off bits, are normally quite small little diddly ones. And then you've got a slight little bite of turnip as well.
Is that a technical term? Fuck off bits. That a cooking term. Okay.
Yeah.
Straight out of Ramsey's glossary.
Good.
I guess like when you're putting raw ingredients in a pastry and then putting it in the oven, you have to kind of chop your pieces quite small so that they cook before you burn your pastry on the outside. So you kind of have to have the pieces inside small
so
that
they cook.
they cook at the right time.
Yeah, no, definitely. definitely. So that's the texture. And then the last thing I kind of want to run through is like the smell. Pretty difficult to describe a smell, but it is a pastry. So it smells of pastries. If you ever smelled a pastry before, you don't really smell the internal contents, do you?
No, not until you've cracked the seal, so to speak.
Exactly. So in terms of like smell, you're just getting like the smell of freshly baked pastry. Obviously, if your Cornish pasty is freshly baked, if you're getting like a store-bought ginsters, it's going to smell of
cat
chemicals
food.
and
Cat
preservatives.
Food. Yeah. Wet dog, I think, as well.
It's quite clear that we're not sponsored by Ginsters, isn't it? Yeah.
We've got a lovely quote from the British chef Rick Stein to kind of more succinctly and maybe poetically describe the smell of pasties in general, I suppose.
There's something deeply satisfying about the smell of a freshly baked pasty. It's the smell of home. Oh,
It's a smell of home.
yeah.
Bloody hell.
It is. It's kind of home-cooked British warming food for a cold day.
Yeah, just like our families might throw together a little Lancashire hot pot, maybe.
Yeah.
Cornish families would throw together a little Cornish pasty, maybe.
Yeah. It's the same ingredients, just in a little different way.
Yeah, in a different vessel. So yeah, that's kind of like what we're dealing with on like the taste and smell and texture front. So hopefully that's given you lovely listeners a sensory journey. Thank you, Dom. So let's actually dig into like where did this little delightful pocket of joy come from, shall we?
Yes, please. Let's crack it open and get into the meat of it.
So
He's back.
He's
back, ladies and gentlemen.
He's back.
Here he is. Absolute
He's back.
classic. Clip that.
He's bloody back.
Clip it.
Yeah, that one's going on the TikTok.
Anyway, let's hop into our metaphorical time machines and head back a few centuries, shall we? So, while the pasty, as we know it, screams Cornwall, there are kind of like whispers of something similar, dating all the way back to ancient times.
It's a robbery.
Ancient times.
Ancient times developed a stutter since we fucking last recorded. So first up, ancient Greece. In ancient Greece,
pasty is what you're telling me.
it's not a pasty per se. It is called a
Gyros.
plakuntas. And gyros. No, it's called a plakuntas.
Okay.
And it sounds like something you make caught in Zante, but it's actually like some kind of like rustic flatbread.
Okay.
So picture like thick dough, drizzled honey, and a sprinkle of cheese, and sometimes like maybe a dash of herbs. And it's kind of like folded over.
Oh.
A little
calzone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's obviously not a Cornish pasty knocking about in ancient Greece, but it's something kind of similar that is kind of maybe like the first iterative of the later pasty.
What year was that then? Is this like ancient Greece we're talking?
Yeah, ancient Greece. So
Yeah.
like before Romans.
So first example of someone kind of folding some ingredients up into like a parsley shaped thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And what was it? Honey and cheese.
Yes, it's like a thick dough, drizzled honey, sprinkle of cheese, and
What are we talking? Red Leicester, Brie, French Brie?
yeah,
Red Leicester.
Wednesday day.
Honey, I was like that.
Okay. Honey, bread and cheese, kind of.
yeah, it's kind of like a Grecian ancestor of like a pizza maybe, or like a early cheese toasty. But because it's flatbread, obviously it was usually kind of folded over rather than another flatbread put on top. But it's kind of like a first little maybe a pasty.
Humans are dipping their toe into the pasty verse there.
Yeah.
That's what I'd
I
say.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a vision. They just didn't have the tools to achieve that vision. Just yet.
Ain't got the facilities for that one, big mum.
Exactly. So that's in ancient Greece. We swing over to ancient Rome. We encounter something called the libum, which was kind of like a...
Show me a lebum.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
It's in ancient Rome now.
Ancient Rome, yeah.
Okay.
And the libum is like a type of sacrificial cake kind of way.
Sacrificial.
Sacrificial.
People are getting killed for this.
Yeah, so what it was, it was made of flour, cheese, and eggs. And again, like the cheese was like stuffed inside of the kind of the dough itself. It was kind of like a soft, bit spongy. And the reason why it was sacrificial is because it was offered to household spirits to like keep them from disrupting the house and to bring good fortunes on Roman households.
You still get to eat
So,
it. Like once you've done the sacrifice and you've said, go away, lads.
I think they offered it to the household spirits first, and then anything that was maybe left that the household spirits couldn't quite stomach, they would eat themselves.
Bit cheeky that, isn't it? Because they knew all
cheeky.
along that we're getting the whole thing. Bit cheeky.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit cheeky that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously this sounds completely alien to us, but if you think about it, their kind of whole belief system and their whole way of life and thinking was, well, completely different. So the idea of offering a sacrificial cake made sense. Whereas
the ghouls have not had it again.
Yeah.
Same as yesterday and the day before. Crazy.
Exactly. Imagine if you guys came round to my house and I just had a Black Forest gatto just sat on the side. No, you can't eat that, boys. That's for the household spirits.
Hands off. I've seen you eyeing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you really need to make something so intricate for the sacrifice? Could we not have given them
Piece of bread.
the end of a loaf? Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of two examples. Again, not kind of obviously a direct comparison or a direct predecessor, but it's maybe just a little dabbing your toe in it.
Yeah.
It's not until we kind of get to medieval England that we start to see something a bit more familiar. Obviously, you know, England is where the pasty was born. Everybody knows that. Everybody in the world knows that the pasty is English and the empanada is a cheap copy.
Oh.
Just South Americans, stay humble, you know.
So we're over in medieval England now.
Yeah, so we're over in medieval England. We're in the 13th century, and that is when we first see a mention of something called a pasty, spelled P-A-S-T-E-E. Pasty. But that spelling's better, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it. It's a bit more fun.
Pasty.
It's a bit more like, should we have a pasty?
So is this the first time that we've seen it written down?
Yeah, exactly right. And that the pasty that we saw written down was filled with venison, and it was served at a grand banquet. It's not obviously beef and spud, but it's definitely a start.
And it's kind of the new food technology of the day. That's why it's at a banquet. You know, they're like, check out this new little.
Yeah, exactly. Like all the rich people had all the nice shit.
Capitalism.
And it feels a bit unnecessary to like wrap it in pastry. You know, like I think back then they'd have just had the meat and the veg.
Had the meat, yeah, exactly.
Feels quite decadent to have it all wrapped up in a nice golden crust.
Nice little package. So that's one reference. That's like the first one. And then the other early reference, again, is in the 13th century. And it's in a 13th century charter that was granted by King John of England in 1208 to the town of Great Yarmouth. Personally, it's pretty fucking cool that we've got all this history available to us, right?
Yeah,
we've just
well
got
done,
charters from the 13th century. Yeah, mental. They've still survived.
That's what we're doing now, really, isn't it? If you think about it.
Yeah.
You know, in
repurposing it.
1,500 years, people will probably be listening to this saying, thank God these three lads decided to record a podcast and talk about this, because it would have been lost otherwise. So we could just make up anything right now. Yeah, we could just say, do you remember the Jubbalabub? Oh, yeah.
Just make it up.
It tastes so good, isn't it? And it was just a cornerstone of every dish almost. And then, 500 years down the line, some poor archaeologist is like, what is a Jubbalabub? They said that it was the most amazing ingredient. Could do that, but we wouldn't because we're not.
Honourable folk.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, back to where we were.
That's a Great Yarmouth. So essentially what this charter was saying was that the town of Great Yarmouth was bound to send the sheriffs of Norwich every year 100 herrings baked in 24 pasties, which the sheriffs would then deliver to the lord of the manor at East Carlton, who then conveyed them to the king.
What an undertaking. What a commitment they've set themselves out for there.
That is a system that they've put together there, all for a pasty.
How many of them did they have to do?
24 pasties.
Every year?
Every year from 100 herrings, which I don't... Would a herring pasty be nice?
There's a reason why it's not around today. Ginsters aren't doing fucking herring version, are they?
Yeah, but is that because we've eaten them all and they need to be protected now?
Well, Great Yarmouth had them all.
Yeah, exactly. They were so tasty that we just kind of like the buffalo. They were so tasty that we just fucking ate the lot.
We rinsed it.
Now ginsters can't make herring pasties.
Oh, no.
Over-egged it a bit. It was amazing. It was just like the Jubbalabub pasty as well. That was amazing. And we rinsed that and it's gone now too. Those are the days, boys.
Those are the days. Okay, so it's a clear sign that the pasty is in the zeitgeist of the people at the time, if it's kind of a common thing to do as like a gesture of goodwill.
Some word there, lad.
Do you know what I mean?
He's back.
Do you know what I mean? He's back. He's warmed up and ready to go.
Zeitgeist. Define that for me, Miles, please.
You know, zeitgeist, in the now, topical.
Great
fresh.
definition, that. In the now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, no one's going to challenge you.
I
Said it with,
don't know.
say it with confidence, even if you're not. Is why I was
no,
saying.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
It sounds as if because that's just like a gift that they've decided to do. It kind of must be a little bit of a staple at this point, or at least considered like a nice thing, a pasty at this point in history.
No, yeah. So yeah, those are kind of the earliest known references, and then there's nothing until kind of like 1510, and another reference to, or nothing that I can find. There probably is other references in kind of the deep dark depths of the tomes in various libraries, but couldn't find anything until 1510, where I found another mention of the word pasty in an audit book of the Cathedral of Plymouth.
How are we spelling? Still got the double E? Still rocking it?
So no, this one's IES now.
Oh, for God's sake! They've
Yeah,
lost
and this
it.
one's
They've lost their way.
They've lost it. Yeah, it's in Old English, which I love getting Miles to read out. Or some of it's in Old English. If you would do the pleasure, Miles. This is from the Plymouth City Records of 1509.
Item for the cook is labour to make the pasties. 10D.
So I'm not really sure what it means. I think it's reading out what the chefs in the cathedral at Plymouth have to do.
I'm reading that as for the cooks, because it says item for the cook is labour to make the pasties. I think he's saying like it's not easy as a cook to make pasties.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
For the cook, it's labour to make pasties. It's not an easy thing.
Pastries.
Which is why it becomes a good gift. 24 herring a year.
Yeah, pastry's a bit tough to make, isn't it? I've never done it, but
when you've got ovens that are pretty much just like a hole in the wall with a bit of fire at the end of it, to perfectly bake a pasty with those conditions, it's harder than it is nowadays.
Yeah, they've not got like digital thermometers or oven-proof gloves that they can just stick their hands in and.
No, the quality of the fats and the lard that they're using to make the pastry is different every time. So. Cooking time changes, and it was difficult back then.
A lot of sad pasties probably got
Yeah.
binned.
You sad little pasty.
And it's obviously Plymouth is in Devon, so it's getting a little bit closer to the Cornish Pasty's homeland. So it's probably safe to say that there was some reference or some people in Cornwall, in the Cornwall area, eating a pasty right now. Yeah. Was it a Cornish pasty?
Who knows?
Who am I to say?
Yeah. Well, we've heard in the past as well is like when nobles start eating in a certain way, you know, the peasants kind of want to feel like they're doing the same thing. So they'll start, King such and such had a pasty at their 4th wedding anniversary. We'll try and make pasties at home.
Yeah, poor buddy. But no, you're absolutely right though. These pasties were meant for the gentry. You know, they were often filled with like luxury ingredients like the venison I mentioned earlier, but also kind of like sweet fillings as well, so like berries and kind of things like that, plums or whatever, stewed plums.
Sweet pasty, yeah. And we do have a letter from a baker to Henry VII's 3rd wife, Jane Seymour. So I said 4th wife, didn't I, a minute ago, and you laughed.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
this guy's fucking on his 3rd.
So this is from a baker. So I'm guessing like her personal baker to Jane Seymour, who is Henry VII's 3rd wife.
Hope this pasty reaches you in better condition than the last one.
This is such a great quote. This is such like what happened to the first pasty.
The first one was clearly fumbled on the way.
Yeah. He's been absolutely rollocked for the state of the first one that you sent.
Yeah.
That's
I wish we
Jane
had.
Seymour, Henry VII's 3rd wife, and you sent her this.
Call her pasty? I call it a mess.
Send her another one now and put a nice message in there for her.
I wish we had that first letter back from Jane Seymour to the baker about that first pasty.
What the fuck is this? I hope this pasty reaches you in better condition than the last one. Right.
Something's not right there, is it?
Yeah.
Something's happened. But yeah, I mean, back then, we've already said it, but like pasty, the term was a bit loose, pretty much referred to kind of anything enclosed in a pastry, really. It wasn't like shaped, like a shaped Cornish pasty that we know today. Like Shakespeare wasn't noshing on a perfectly crimped Cornish pasty.
We'll clip that for the TikTok too. Shakespeare is noshing on.
No.
And it was, mainly kind of the gentry and kind of upper class that were eating it in those days. Food writer Tom Parker once remarked.
Oh, this is Tom Parker Bowles. Camilla Parker Bowles' son.
Yeah. Tom Parker Bowles.
Tom Parker Bowles. How does he speak? Oh, he's quite well to do, isn't he? The Cornish pasty might have royal and noble beginnings, but it truly belongs to the people now. Mummy.
Oh.
Mummy.
Mammy.
Mummy. Okay.
Mammy,
so,
milk time.
Milk and
Mummy,
a pasty.
you queen now. Milky. Queen milk.
Green milk.
Fucking bee.
Outrageous.
What's he said there then? He said the Cornish pasty might have had royal and noble beginnings, but it truly belongs to the people now. Okay, so it's that transition between a noble dish into a regular person's meal.
And that's exactly where we're going now. We're going to the people.
Down to the pits.
Dad, how did you know?
Are we?
Oh,
Yeah, we're going down to the pits. We're getting down and dirty, quite literally.
mate,
We're going to venture down into the dimly lit tunnels of Cornwall's mines.
What a fucking accidental segue I just provided.
yeah, well
Yeah.
done. He's back.
He's back, baby.
I'm back. I'm back, baby.
Back, baby.
Yeah, I mean, you never wondered, like, kind of what fueled these kind of hard-working blokes down in the mines.
Probably a pasty.
It wasn't beer, mate. It was a fucking pasty, lad.
It's a meal in itself.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's a
Yeah.
meal
It's
in
a
itself.
meal in itself. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Well, there's a common theme occurring here because when we did the fish and chips episode, which is a long while ago now, we talked about the fact that when the Prime Minister was like rationing food back in England, the one thing that he didn't ration and the one thing that he kept open was the fish and chips. And it was like the fish and chips kind of sustained, the working people through a really difficult period in history. So,
Yeah.
These quintessentially British dishes, they sustain us.
They're the fuel.
They're the fuel for the
us
people.
going.
We love
Yeah.
that. What are we mining in these mines?
It's a good question. I feel like I should know that.
Or research? I mean, better
It's
than
surely
anything I've
coal.
done.
It's coal mine?
Probably
We're
coal.
kind of a coal
Maybe
rich
iron.
nation, aren't we?
Maybe iron.
Yeah, coal. They were mining. No, sorry. In Cornwall, it was tin and copper.
Copper. Good one.
Tin, copper, as well as a few other metals like silver, zinc.
Good metal, that.
Yeah, respectable metal.
Copper.
Yeah. Well, iron wasn't on there, so I guessed iron, and it was no, bro. Okay.
Well, no, I think we'd already raped the landscape of iron by this time. I'd say.
Okay. Well, we love copper. We're all the same.
What year are we talking about now? Whereabouts are we in history?
We're in the 19th century, and we are at the beginning to middle of the 19th century, so 1800s. So we're talking about the miners in Cornwall, and the pasty was a incredible invention for these miners, because if you think about it, you've got the pasty itself, which is kind of encased in like a thick crust, which was like a pre-plastic Tupperware.
It's like a parcel.
Tupperware wasn't a thing nowadays.
Yeah.
And you imagine holding like a pasty. You've essentially got like a chunky kind of D-shaped edible lunchbox filled with meat and veg. Really,
No
There's
waste.
no waste. There's no need for cutlery or plates. It could survive kind of a bit of a rough and tumble in the bags as they're moving around down there.
Depends if you're a queen, because you heard earlier that she got a damaged one.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They can damage in transit.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. What you're on about then?
Yeah, I was listening.
My mind went to Freddie Mercury somehow. I don't know why.
That's mad that your mind went to Freddie Mercury rather
Yeah,
than
no.
like Lizzie.
thought it was a Queen joke.
Fuck, I miss her.
Oh God, don't say her name. Well, yeah, they are kind of robust, aren't they? Like they can handle a beating.
You can throw them about a bit in a mining bag.
You two sound like you've had a little punching match with pasties in the past. Yeah, it can take a right hook, I'd say.
yeah. You can kick that off a building, it'll be right.
But yeah, Miles, you're on about that thick, roped or crimped edge.
Yes, that I didn't think had a purpose really, other than just
Well, it has.
clogging up
It has
my
a
gullet.
purpose.
Gullet.
That has a purpose. You see, miners with their grubby, possibly arsenic-touched hands would hold the pastry by the crimped edge, eat the body of the pastry,
Yeah.
Oh,
and then chuck the dirty,
Crimp.
muddy crimp away.
you're telling me it's a handle? It's the lunchbox handle,
And we've been
handle,
eating
my
the
friend.
handle all these years.
and I've
I
been
mean, you
eating
can eat
the
the
handle.
What a
Well-
bunch of mugs. I'm looking at an idiot right now.
I've worked my way through, gnawing away at that rope-like twisted bit of soggy-ass pastry for nothing.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Obviously, as time has come on, you're meant to eat that bit, right?
Nah, it's handle. I'm never going to
You
eat it again.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, right, so I don't know whether this is then not a Cornish pasty, but you sometimes get the ones that are crimped along the top, like a mohawk.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that, Miles.
Okay.
We'll come to that.
All right.
Chill out, Milo.
Jumping ahead.
Yeah.
But that is originally what that kind of thick crimped edge was for. It had a purpose. The miners down there were potentially touching or dealing with arsenic, which was obviously super not good for you.
Not ideal.
No, and they obviously couldn't bring like cutlery and things down there, so this kind of little thick pastry bit was just like a good way for them to still get a meal down there and not die.
Which is all you want from your lunch, isn't it, really?
Yeah, exactly.
And like a kind of fully nutritious meal in a way. You got your protein, you got your carbohydrates in the potatoes, you've got your vitamins and minerals from your vegetables, a bit of salt for electrolytes, Yeah,
exactly. Funnily enough, there was actually a superstition among Cornish miners that the initial kind of corner shouldn't be eaten.
Don't eat your corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Willie, don't eat your corner. You're done for if you have that.
So the crust, essentially, you shouldn't eat the crust, and it should be dropped on the ground for the mining gremlins to eat.
It's like the sacrificial cake all over again, but just in a different way.
Exactly. And these gremlins were known to cause mischief in the mines, causing accidents, mine collapses, and feeding them supposedly kept the miners out of trouble.
I think they're just rats, mate.
Well, you say that, but there is some truth to it.
Well, no,
because as we said,
come on.
Because the early kind of Cornish tin mines, like I said, had large amounts of arsenic, and by not eating the arsenic and not kind of poisoning themselves, I think arsenic allows you or makes you hallucinate. Arsenic poisoning, and it causes you to go a bit loopy, and maybe they had a few kind of instances where people were getting a bit loopy and causing havoc in the mines, causing things to collapse.
Wow. They're all kind of getting a bit fucking high down there and kind of losing their grasp of reality.
Yeah,
I guess.
What were they using the arsenic for then? Is that part of the exploding the rocks?
No. It's just
naturally occurring, is it not?
It's just naturally occurring. Yeah,
it's just in the ground.
Tin in the tin. Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit! I was thinking it's like something they took down there like dynamite, to like blast, but no, it's just in the ground.
Yeah, no. It's just naturally occurring, and like arsenic kind of poisoning, it can deliver like drowsiness, confusion,
shit,
like paranoia, hallucinations, delirium, all that sort of stuff, delusions. So there is kind of might sound a bit mental, little goblin miners, mining gremlins, but bit of truth to it.
Yeah, they could well have been seeing little gremlins.
Yeah, exactly. And just by not eating that arsenic-infused crust, they were avoiding the gremlin.
Very interesting.
But yeah, no, and then so obviously in the mine itself, when you're down there, the pasty is quite a dense pastry, or a Cornish pasty has quite a dense pastry, so it would keep warm for several hours.
Wow.
If they kind of heated it up in the morning, back at home, sent off down to the mines, kind of by the time lunchtime came around, it could still be a little bit warm.
Is it just in the pocket, like for the first half of the
bag.
day?
Yeah, they've probably got
Just
like
in
a
a
little
bag,
miner's sack.
Yeah.
Not
just got it in like the fucking jeans pocket, lad. They're not just
just like shirt, chest pocket. Okay, so they were eating it kind of
lukewarm, let's call it.
Yeah, lukewarm. But I mean, if you were not happy with the temperature of your pasty, there is a way that you could heat it up down in the mines.
Oh God!
What they used to do is they used to warm their pasties over a candle using a shovel.
Whoa, okay.
Bit like a frying pan almost.
Yeah, a bit like a frying pan, but a shovel. Not a frying pan.
Yeah, probably covered in arsenic.
So it fucking defeats the point of the...
and they're heating it up, really making it nice, juicy arsenic too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine warming your lunch up in the office using a shovel and a candle.
Different time, innit? Different time.
Yeah, it's definitely a sign of the conditions they were living in, working in.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
Fun fact about this technique, though. During the 1890s, a pasty actually started a mine fire.
Oh, fuck.
Because a miner forgot about his meal warming on a shovel, and the pasty eventually caught fire because of the high amounts of lard in the pasty, and it spread to all of the timber holdings, holding the mine up, and the mine collapsed.
Oh, well done.
Oh, shit.
Well done. You're hard. Yeah. Although you would have to leave it on your shovel for a while, wouldn't you, to warm it up if you think about it. So I can get why you would have left it. Like if it's just a candle as well, it's not like a nice little gas hob, is it?
No.
I'm just thinking more generally about being a miner. It just has got to be one of the worst jobs ever.
Yeah, you're not seeing a lot of sun, are you?
It's awful.
Much rather be a podcaster.
Yeah. There he is.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's have it.
Just talk about other people doing amazing stuff,
Yeah. Talk about suffering. No need to suffer ourselves, for God's sake.
No.
But do you know what? I bet that lunchtime pasty, was one of the few things that got them through that shit.
Yeah.
Some of life's simple pleasures.
Yeah.
That's
so good on the fucking pasty.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, so that's kind of a bit of an overview of the mining situation, and like obviously, kind of it has evolved as well, and it did evolve back then as well. The pasty itself. So while today's are kind of filled with your standard kind of beef, turnip, potato, miners weren't always kind of so posh. Like they didn't always have those kind of 3 core ingredients knocking around. Back in the day, they tend to have a bit of a mix, which I found quite weird. One end would be like savoury meat and veg, and the other end it would be a sweet filling like jam or fruit.
Animals.
With no like
pasty.
barrier in between.
No barrier in between.
Nice.
It's like having your main course and dessert in one pastry.
But again, like they're miners, they don't give a fuck about like mixing like one mouthful of the beef side with the jam side.
No, it's like efficiency, isn't it? It's like Huel.
Yeah. It's the Huel equivalent.
Yeah, it's like Huel for miners. That's what it is.
Huel.
Like original meal deal. Like you're just getting everything in one.
The original meal deal.
Around 400 kcals.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same shit.
5 grams of protein.
But yeah, like, there's such hardy men down there. They're not going to care about a little bit of savoury and sweet overlap, are they, really?
So yeah, that's pretty wild thought of having... How would you know which end to start with as well? They must have to mark it, right? There must be some sort of marking on it. I know they used to mark their initials into the pasties, like the wives used to mark the initials so that they know whose was whose.
That's mad.
Pretty wild. Yeah, great quote I found. Some that kind of sums it up quite well. Comes from the cookbook Cornish Recipes, Ancient and Modern.
It is said that the devil never crossed the Tamar into Cornwall on account of the well-known habit of Cornish women of putting everything into a pasty, and that he was not sufficiently courageous to risk such a fate. However, that may be, the Cornish pasty in its various forms is a delectable, dainty, and deservedly world famous.
Cool quote. I like the whole thing about the devil didn't want to come into Cornwall because he was afraid of being put in a pasty.
Yeah. He's worried that the women are going to put him in the pasty.
Yeah, that's pretty peak.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, isn't it? But it kind of shows that they just shove everything in there. Yeah, so that's kind of like the evolution of it. I just quickly wanted to touch on something that you brought up before, Miles, about the kind of different crimp style. And to do that, we have to look at some fierce rivalry. So you've got obviously the Montagues and the Capulet. You've got the Beatles and the Stones. And of course, you've got Cornwall versus Devon.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And when it comes to rivalries between these two, well, it's crustier than a day-old baguette,
We can never get through an episode of this podcast without there being some kind of conflict over the creation of said dish.
Yeah.
There's always someone claiming that the other person weren't the ones to create it. So it's Cornwall versus Devon.
So it's Cornwall versus Devon. And then folks over in Devon thought that they could do a pasty too. And they did try, to be fair. It's like kind of when your younger sibling insists that they can do everything you can, but just slightly shitter. And
that's cute. That's cute.
Bit wonky, yeah. But yeah, I mean, historically, there's been a tussle between the two counties over where the real home of the pasty was. Some old records show that the pasty being mentioned in Devon before it was in Cornwall, but then there's some that dispute it. And at the end of the day, it's not about who did it first, it's about who did it right.
Oh, yeah.
Very true.
And one of the most kind of noticeable differences in the two pasties that Devon and Cornwall kind of call their own is the crimp. The Cornish pasties, as we've already kind of surmised, have the crimp on the side, giving them kind of that distinctive D shape.
Sad crimp.
Sad crimp. Crimp.
Sad crimp.
Throw that crimp sounds.
Bloods and the crimps.
So they've got the crimp on the side, and then Devon, top crimp.
Top crimp.
Yeah,
right.
Kind of like a mohawk.
Yeah, I was just about to say the exact same thing.
And but it's less thick. I've always
less thick.
Gravitated towards that version because it's it's filling to unnecessary pastry ratio. I feel is more favourable in the Devon version.
You're a Devon boy. Look like a Devon boy.
Do you not think it's a harder
eat
vessel though?
Harder eat, in my opinion. That crimp's getting in you. It's going on your schnoz. You're trying to
it's harder to eat while you're mining.
Yeah,
or
podcasting. Up there.
Yeah,
I
know what you mean. There is I feel like the pastry of the Devon version is not as buttery, flaky, quite delicious.
It's a bit more like pork pie.
It's a bit drier, isn't it? A bit more pale.
Might be wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like there's peas in that Devon one as well, isn't there?
There is peas, carrots as well, I believe.
Oh God, they were following Cornish housewives' bloody lead and putting anything in it.
Yeah.
But that's essentially the difference, though. That is the difference.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a small difference, but
Small difference, but big for them people living down there. But here's a little nugget for you. So pasties are such a big deal in Cornwall that there's an entire association dedicated to them. Think of like the Avengers, but like
Pasties.
the pastry world.
I love these little like clubs and
Yeah.
societies that they set up for these things.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the Cornish Pasty Association, CPA for short.
Cool.
God, they always give themselves little acronyms as well.
It sounds more official, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it sounds way more official.
Take your badge and take a seat. Welcome to the CPA.
Sir, this isn't a badge. This is a pasty. So the CPA was founded in 2002 by a group of pasty producers sick of seeing imitators, impersonators, and downright imposters labeling anything with pastry as Cornish pasty.
Yeah.
Do they meet in a cave?
Meet in a pastry cave, yeah.
They meet inside a giant pasty.
Yeah. They have to replace the ceiling quite a bit. It's quite flaky.
Yeah.
But get it done.
Full of arsenic.
Full of arsenic. But this is the CPA's mission.
We are here to champion and protect the authenticity and distinctiveness of the genuine Cornish pasty.
Love it.
So noble.
Isn't it?
Brilliant folk. Doing a real honest man's job there.
Yeah.
Protect the authenticity and distinctiveness of the genuine Cornish pasty. They are, with the words they've decided to use there, it kind of shows you how serious they're taking this mission.
Yeah.
They fucking love a pasty by the sound.
Champion and protect the authenticity and distinctiveness of the genuine Cornish pasty.
Don't want none of those cheap knockoff
Fakeries.
imitations.
Yeah.
But they have done some good stuff. Like, you've heard of the Protective Geographical Indication,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
PGI. I think
What's like
Parmesan has
DOC.
one. Yeah, exactly.
In Italy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, these guys here, the CPA, fought to get that for Cornish pasties, and they achieved that 2011.
Oh, shit.
Oh, well done.
That's fairly recent. Well done.
They fought
Long and
tooth and
hard.
nail, yeah, to get that done. And, they've made, wanted to get that to ensure that, the Cornish pasties remain authentic to the region.
Yeah.
The CPA has some super clear guidelines on kind of what makes a real Cornish pasty and what kind of allows them to have that PGI status. First, it must be made in Cornwall. Can't be made anywhere else.
Right.
Don't know where Ginster's is, but I don't think it's Cornwall.
Oh, dear.
No.
None of this kind of like inspired by Cornwall or, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
No,
It's got to be in the geographical bounds.
exactly. It needs to be shaped like a D with crimps on the side. That is, again, a must. No two ways about
None
it.
of that
That's
Devon
what
shite.
must. None of that Devon shite. Ingredients. It's got to contain beef, obviously. And not just any beef, but skirt beef as well.
Okay.
I think because it's a bit of a fattier beef, so it's a bit more flavour there. Turnip, potato, and onion. That is it.
Nothing
Don't even
else.
think about adding peas, carrots, unless you want fucking pasty inquisition at your door.
If you want the bloody CPA to start snooping around.
Have they bothered about the spelling? Have they maybe petitioned to get back to the EE?
Fortunately not done, no. Fortunately, they've just kept it as pastry.
The thing is, like, when a dish has got the actual name of a town baked into it.
Oh, he's back. He's back. He's doing it
It's
again.
guy, man.
I'm back.
This guy.
When it's got the name of a town baked in, it's kind of integral that the reputation of that dish is kind of upheld then. Because
Yeah,
you don't
put
want
your name to it.
Yeah, you don't want like a negative association with Cornwall because you've had a shit Cornish pasty that wasn't even made in Cornwall.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh, that's true.
And I think a lot of Cornwall's economy is built on people going in tourism. And
People
People going in.
Got the word. People going in.
people going in.
Yeah,
People going
monsters
from where they
wearing
live into another place.
but yeah, no, you are right. You are right. You've got to keep up the quality. You've got to give people a reason to come.
It gives people a reason to come.
Yeah.
To say, no, let's do that mammoth 7-hour trip.
Yeah.
To go and taste an authentic Cornish pasty.
Yeah.
Cornish pasty. No, you're right. You're right. Well, Dom, if you were to ever attend a CPA meeting, you would come across Alan Adler, who is the chairman of the CPA,
With his knob out.
Yeah.
with his
Initiation. Fuck this pasty. Go to the coal mine. Fuck a pasty. Come back to the meeting hall. You're in. Okay.
Yeah, I'll head that out then. Out the door. on the first train back to York. What on earth was that?
Whereas I fuck 2 and become assistant chairman. Straight away.
Straight away. See, you've got potential.
You've got a
You
passion
really are.
for it.
But yeah, Alan himself had this to say about the organisation.
It's not just about keeping a tradition, it's about quality. When you see that PGI mark, you're not just getting a pasty, you're getting a piece of Cornwall.
That's exactly how Alan sounds, I imagine.
And a little bit of you, because you've been in the mine with it as well.
Yeah. He works part-time at QuickFit and spends the rest of his time either fishing or baking pasties or attending his CPA meetings.
And crimping. Always crimping.
Always crimping. Shout out, Alan.
We love
Bet
you.
you're nice folk.
Yeah, we love you, man. You're a man with a passion.
Shout out, doing the Lord's work. But yeah, I mean, the CPA isn't just about gatekeeping the Golden Crust, you know. They're much more than that. They're about community. They're about heritage. They're about sharing the love of the pasty. They're involved in local events, educational initiatives, and they even play a big role in the World Pasty Championships.
Whoa.
What? The what?
World Pasty Championships.
I thought it was a Cornwall thing. Why do they need to get the rest of the world in?
Or where's it held? Cornwall.
Is it?
They come to us.
And what does that mean?
Was
That's when people go
Centre of the
somewhere.
world.
When people go somewhere, they're coming in. They
They travel from where they live and they go there.
They kind of get
and they
almost
spend
get on
money.
a tour to go there. I don't know. Anyway, they go there, so that's good for the Cornish economy.
It's nice to hear that this organisation isn't trying to gatekeep the Cornish pasty. They're up for sharing the love for it, which is a good thing.
Right, yeah. And every year they celebrate Cornish Pasty Week as well. Pasty.
What is the World
Sean
Cup
Connery
every
has
year?
entered the building and he's interested in your Cornish pasties. Fuck's sake.
Is it every year?
Every year, Dom, yeah. Every
That's
year
mad.
it's a Cornish Pasty Week.
The World Championship, is that in
No,
that
not
week?
the World Championship.
No, I want to know
that's
how
once a
often that
year.
is.
Oh, yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
Every year.
Every year.
No, I'm getting bored of that very quickly. I want it like the World Cup once every
World
4.
Cup.
I want the most recent housewives to have evolved their craft a little bit. They've tried
Build
a
up a bit
slightly
more-
different crimp, things like that.
Build a bit more razzmatazz.
You have like the drawer, rather than like a bucket of balls, you've just got like a massive pastry.
Look at me.
Yeah, you just dipping your hands in this big bowl of pastry and you pull out like Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Written on bits of turnip rather than paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Cornish Pasty Week, week-long celebration of all things pasty, really. Bake-offs, history lessons, whatever you want. They do it in that pastry week. Like Christmas. It's like Christmas, really, but flaky.
Cornish people. Yeah.
Cornish people.
Their Christmas stockings are just a big old pasty. An elbow length pasty that they can reach into and grab different toys out of.
Nice. Just meat-soaked toys.
Proper juicy, proper slimy.
Okay.
Wild
Sounds
world.
like a
It's a
fun
world
event.
that we didn't even know existed. This is the beauty of the podcast, I would have never known about Alan and him
We dip our
shagging.
toes into different cultures.
We do, yeah. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to touch on something that happened in 2012. Kind of recent history, I suppose. So 2012, you might obviously remember.
End
year
of the world.
London Olympics. End of the world as well, yeah. The Mayan calendar ended. London Olympics, of course. But for the pasty enthusiasts of our land, it was the year the government nearly brought Cornwall to its pastry needing knee.
Oh, God.
VAT, value added tax. Simple, right? We all know what it means. You know?
Didn't think we were going financial.
Well, there we go. The government, in its infinite wisdom, wanted to simplify things. Their grand idea? Slap VAT on our freshly baked pasties.
What the hell?
I mean, traditionally, most food in the UK is 0 rated for VAT, but hot takeaway food, different kettle of fish.
Nasty that.
So the rule was that if a pasty is kept warm after being baked, it's taxable. But if it cools naturally, tax-free.
That's cowboy territory.
That was the rule they brought in or wanted to bring in.
That's bizarre.
I don't know who's checking these pasty temperatures either. Like, was there like pasty patrols going around with thermometers and like lurking in the shadows of,
Yeah.
Too hot, VAT please.
Alan is going to have something to say about that. I feel like the only people that you can really govern that is the supermarkets. That kind of are doing it on like a
industrial
big scale.
Yeah.
Whereas, like you said, there's not going to be a guy go around all these little like local bakeries checking the temperature of all these pasties, surely.
Well, Dave, the owner of a bakery in Truro, was not happy.
Of course he wouldn't.
He had this to say.
It was an absolute madness. One moment we were bakers, the next we were bloody meteorologists.
He's not happy.
What does he mean by that?
Well, like testing the temperature, I think, and like monitoring the temperature and making sure that it cooled naturally in order for it to be non-taxable and all this sort of shite. It was a massive debate, and it wasn't just like a foodie debate. It became, as everything kind of like this does in England, just like a political circus. You had politicians finding themselves in hot water. Like even fucking David Cameron claimed that he loved a good Cornish pasty from Leeds Station. Only problem was the shop had been closed for about 3 years after he said it, or before he said it, sorry. So he'd not obviously been to Leeds in however long.
Oh no.
There were protests, there were pasty-themed songs, and even like politicians attempting to eat pasties in a very kind of like common man, like photo op type thing, you know how they do. And there's nothing more that says I'm one of you like a politician, like awkwardly eating a pasty. It's not great, is it?
Just a proper try hard move to look like you're a normal person.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a meal in itself, though, isn't it, really?
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right, mate. But yeah, I mean, after all this hullabaloo, the public outcry, the pasty marches, the government eventually backpedaled and the proposed kind of pasty tax was eventually shelved. And obviously, the county of Cornwall rejoiced. People were, well, elated, I would say.
I could imagine.
Would be the good word. Especially Emma, a proud Cornish local, who had this to say.
The day they dropped the tax was the day pasties triumphed. We might be a humble dish, but by God, we've got a bite.
Alan was clapping in the background. Go on, Emma.
Yeah.
Go on,
Emma. Yeah, he's rock hard. He's rock hard.
There's my girl. That's his granddaughter.
Go, Emma. Proud of you.
I feel like there's like a whole host of items that they could have put a VAT tax on, and the most random one they plucked out of nowhere was the Cornish pasty.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Services for you, mate.
Yeah, it's mad. They're mad.
Bizarre.
I wouldn't stand for it personally, and nor did the Cornish.
It's like they're doing it as a test, isn't it? Like let's choose something that people might give a shit about in one specific area, but that the most like average person around the country is not going to care that much about, and let's just run it as a test.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
V childish.
So maybe the people of Cornwall fought the good fight and stopped VAT going on other things.
Hey, could have,
They were at the forefront of that.
Once a pebble starts rolling down the hill,
as they say,
can start a landslide.
I also like that Emma is so in love or proud of the Cornish pasty that she identifies as one because she says we might be a humble dish.
Yeah. She does.
Just,
You're not wrong.
We might be. Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Emma, probably out there somewhere. But yeah, the great pasty VAT debate, a testament to the fact that you can mess with many things here in Britain, but you dare not mess with our grub.
Get off it.
Get off it. So that's it, lads. We've been down the pasty rabbit hole from its kind of ancient.
We've seen it all.
We've seen it all, yeah. We've seen the ancient origins to causing kind of political upheaval. But let's just touch on quickly on kind of what's the deal now. Is it still, a miner's mate, or is it gone kind of all posh and gourmet as kind of everything has these days?
Well, there aren't that many miners anymore, are they? Cheers, Margaret.
No. Yeah, cheers, Mag.
Yeah, but those miners are now, middle class and middle upper class, and they're now finding ways to make food a little bit more fine dining.
Yeah, no, you're right. Now, obviously, we've already established that the Cornish pasty has kind of got its own PGI. So kind of what we're going to run through now probably won't be classified as Cornish pasties.
Yeah, these are a bit off-piste, so to speak.
These are a bit off-piste, yeah, exactly. But the modern pasty kind of isn't just your meat and tatties and turnips anymore. It's, we've got pasties with brie and cranberry in there. We've got Thai chicken. We've got vegan kind of delights in there. And some purists will say that they are not pasties, but things have got to evolve, right? Things have got to
move with the times.
Keep moving. Move with the times, yeah.
The Greeks weren't making a Cornish pasty, were they?
No, you're right. And there's even another pasty festival, Dom.
Oh, God. There's
in
more
addition
than
to the
one.
one that we've already... There's more than one. Yeah.
My life's
There's more
about
than
to
one.
get better, baby.
We should go to one of these like mad events one time and like live stream it and like interview people and like walk around the place and just
talk to people.
Good content.
Yeah,
definitely.
Find Emma, find Alan. Find them all.
Yeah, find the Allens of the world.
Yeah, I mean, Miles, you've got to look him in the eye. You've accused him of shagging. You're the one that's going to say, "Hi, Alan. We recorded." Oh, never mind. Actually, mate. Never mind. Just love a pasty. Just love a pasty. That's why we're all there, isn't it?
I feel like we'd meet some interesting characters, like all gas no breaks kind of style recording.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely like a little content series there of us going to these places.
Well, when the Patreon kicks off,
Yeah.
Any day now.
That's right. But yeah, this pasty festival, it's kind of a place where avant-garde kind of pastry or pasty chefs can kind of showcase their newest and greatest creations.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate-filled ones, fucking marshmallow, hoisin duck, all sorts of ones.
Anything in it.
So it's not a Cornish pasty festival, it's a pasty festival, which is why we've got all these kind of interesting shit going on.
Yeah. The CPA wouldn't be having this shit at all. Not in its borders.
Alan would be coming around putting rope around it, cordoning it off, stopping everyone.
Alan would probably have a stroke if he attended this. So we probably won't find him there.
Yeah.
No, but we've got a lovely quote from Chef Nina, who was the winner of the Best Innovative Pasty of 2022. So definitely got that on a LinkedIn. But this is what she's got to say.
The pasty is like a canvas. Traditional ingredients are classic, but there's always room for a splash of modern art.
Always Nina.
Alan fucking hates Nina.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He's definitely made a bot account
her.
on Twitter and straight into it.
Fucking,
he's throwing darts at her on the wall. That's what Alan's doing.
Yeah. But Chef Nina's right. Pasty is a canvas. When pastry is kind of a blanket flavour that can be paired with all sorts of different fillings. So why not experiment? Why not play around? I mean, that is the reason why we've kind of got similarities in lots of other cultures. Like I said before, you've kind of got the empanadas in Spain and samosas in India and stuff. It's kind of like, it's all those different flavours kind of working with the same casing.
All into one. You're right.
Making me bloody mouth water.
Oh, get yourself a pasty, Nard. Get yourself down to Kilmore. Go on, nip down there now.
Nip down.
Yeah, and obviously with that kind of like the global foodie movement as well, you've got kind of young pasty enthusiasts setting up gourmet pasty shops from London to LA. I managed to find a lovely quote from Jake and Laura, who are founders of Past Evolution, which is kind of a cool name based on kind of what we've been talking about and how the pasties kind of evolved. Past Evolution is like a trendy pasty shop in Shoreditch.
Our generation is redefining the pasty, respecting the tradition, but not afraid to sprinkle in some innovation.
I think that's it. I think it's interesting to see that these kind of new age pasty chefs know how important tradition is to the pasty. I feel like they've maybe had a few angry emails from Alan and the CPA, so they're very much sticking to like the traditional side of it. And
we're respecting the tradition. Don't worry, Alan.
Yeah, exactly.
Alan's his lips just quivering. He's like, tradition, you wouldn't know a thing about it.
I mean, I guess like the pastry side of it, you wouldn't really change too much anyway, would you?
It's like a canvas almost.
That's the kind of bit that would stay the same, unless they are playing around with that side of it, and they are kind of like introducing maybe different ingredients into the pastry making part of it.
That's getting wild.
Well, yeah, I mean things are evolving. I mean, like even if you can't visit Cornwall nowadays, there's no worries. You can order a box of PGI Cornish pasties online directly to your door. It's fine. You can do that. Well, we've truly entered the age where a click can get you a Cornish treat. There's even an app I managed to find. Pasty Finder. Uses your location to find the closest authentic kind of Cornish pasty shops here.
Surely isn't that just always pointing you to Cornwall?
It's always pointing to Alan's house.
Yeah, I thought those were the rules. It's got to be in Cornwall.
Just every time you put it in.
It's got to be made in Cornwall.
Oh, okay, and then they can be shipped about fairs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pointing to Alan's house. It's like those apps that you have for which way's Mecca. But instead of which way's Alan's. But he's cooking up a batch right now.
There you have it. From humble kind of minor munchies to the gourmet gastronomy, pasties have sealed their legacy in the flaky crust of time. Whether you're a traditionalist or a modern muncher, there's a pasty out there with your name on it. Just remember, however you have it, it's always a pocket full of Cornish joy.
It's a meal in itself, really, isn't it?
It's a meal in itself.
It's a meal in itself. There you go.
There you have it.
Cornish pasty.
There you have it.
Crash course.
Back with a bang.
That's it.
There you go. I went into that feeling like I knew a little bit about it, but most of that was news to me.
You didn't know about Alan, did you?
I didn't know about Alan.
No, you did.
Didn't know there was an actual use for the side roping.
Side ropage.
It goes back quite a long time as well. It goes back further than I thought it would. Like those first mentions, and especially like the influence from Greece and from Rome. Yeah, there you go. Cornish pasty.
Cornish pasty, boys and
Oh,
girls.
it feels good to be back recording, doesn't it, boys?
Yeah. I mean,
It's been a while.
yeah.
it's not really been back for me, is it? It's a new one for me, but
Well,
New one.
it's nice to have you here.
feels like I never left.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're hoping to get back on the old regularly posting schedule. But yeah, fresh new content hopefully coming your way.
Yeah, appreciate you guys hanging around and supporting the podcast. And yeah, stick around. We're going to be back to uploading regularly and posting on the socials and engaging with you guys. So if you enjoyed the podcast, feel free to drop us a comment. Let us know. Let us know what you liked. And if you enjoyed it, you could always tell a friend. That's really helpful for us, Just let someone that you love know about it.
We love that.
Get them involved.
Yeah. And if you want us to cover your favourite dish, you can send us a email at whatthefooddpodcast@gmail.com. I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, if you do have a dish that you want us to cover, just send us an email and we can definitely tackle that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Super.
All right. Well, we'll love you and leave you. We'll see you in the next episode.
See you next
Cheers,
time.
guys.
Ciao for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.